Christ, I welcome you to the liturgy for the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. Today, the Church invites us to reflect on the theme, our freedom and the law. My dear friend, today the Church invites us to reflect on our freedom and the responsibility attached to it in the context of the law of God. The law in this context refers to a system of rules and regulations that regulates the actions of those for whom it is established. In fact, it is not a mitigation against our freedom and choice. My dear friend, we are thus charged to take responsibility for our actions and not make excuses for the things we know are sinful and blame others. In effect, we have a choice to make in the face of alternatives: life and death, good and evil, fire and water. Syriac chapter 15, verse 17. However, God never forces us to do good or evil. It is our free choice to obey or disobey God's law, but we are responsible for the consequences of our choices. In this regard, to keep the commandment, we have to make a decision, and therein lies our freedom. But freedom does not immune us from the consequence of our actions. Rather, freedom makes us responsible. In the Gospel, Jesus also reminds us that following God is not about external behavior, but also about the conversion of our hearts and our way of living because of a deep and a personal relationship with God. And for this relationship comes from our external behavior. For he says, he did not come to abolish the law but to fulfill it. By clarifying its meaning, he wanted a conversion of heart that goes deeper than any merely external observance of the law. For instance, Jesus interpreted the commandment against murder as a command against anger, thus tackling the cause and not the effect. With adultery, Jesus pointed to the basic attitude that leads to it, the deliberate entertainment of lustful thoughts. And with oaths, he said, truth is not assured by oath, by honesty and integrity. Therefore, as we go through this week, let us remember that it is important to note that no matter how you use our freedom or abuse it, God does not take it away, and that our freedom also does not immune us from the consequences of our actions, but rather makes us responsible and culpable. Beloved, the 13th of February 2020 is a day that marks a day of sober reflection for us in the Diocese of Sekondi Takoradi. For on this day, we lay to rest the mortal remains of two of our priests in the persons of Monsignor Francis Abu Akwansa and Very Reverend Father Paul Eglukweni Ewa. Let us continue to pray for the peaceful repose of their souls and entrust their families to the compassionate God, that God will help them in this difficult moment. Till I come your way again, have a wonderful week, and may God bless you. Amen.